Infinity Fantasy is the name of our game. 16 teams, hopes and dreams of a championship to claim.
It's Brittany, bitch. And I am back.
And we are back, and it is week 17 episode. And boy, do I've got a lot of energy. 3 weeks off, it all bottled up. It is ready to come out. This episode 17. We got 3 more weeks in the season. So much to talk about. So much has changed over the last 3 weeks. So many teams have gotten better. But first, before we talk about the Infinity Fantasy Baseball League, I gotta share a vacation video with you. Yeah, I've been on vacation, and I just wanted to share. I wanted to share one of the vacation videos with you. So here you go.
Oh, that's so stupid.
I'm not on trial here. I did an accident.
What's going on? Oh, good, sweet.
I need
God.
help.
This man's gotten his ball sack stuck down the toilet.
I just got sucked as an accident. I pushed the thing.
I'm sorry. I quit. I hate balls to start off with. No, I'm not.
Don't quit.
No, you're not.
I need
helping
help.
you out with this. I don't know what to do. They didn't deal with this in stewardess school.
Sir, you gotta lift him up when I flush, okay?
No, that doesn't sound like it's gonna
1,
work.
2, 3.
No. It didn't work. It didn't work.
Now, let's get straight into the news and notes. And as we do that, I have to admit, I didn't do any work on this one. So there was so much content in the chat group. I just was offline for over a week. I didn't want to catch up on the messages. It went across the trade deadline. There was just so much crap there to read. So I'm basically going to do a reenactment of what I feel and I think, based on 4 years in this league, of what went on in that chat group while I was offline. Here you go.
Let me tell you how this is gonna work. You ain't gonna tell me shit. Listen. Suck my Shut up. Listen to me. Suck my you man. Listen. Suck my You will be here in the court on Monday. You'll be here sucking my Well, listen to me now. Go yourself.
All right, so even more, we had this exchange our commissioner brought to our attention here. Dustin changed his team name without approval and mid-season, which I've requested to not be done. League action coming soon, right? So as this podcast does with its incredible journalistic integrity, we got cameras into the legal proceedings that were going on behind the scenes with Joe Buck Yourself's owner and the commissioner.
Dwight, we are not mad. We are just disappointed.
No, we are mad.
Yes, we are. We are livid, but we are going to let this one slide.
Thank you. We're not.
I am not a mind reader, David.
Look, this is a very serious offense. We have cause to fire you.
Now, we also had the trade deadline. And again, I did no effort. I didn't go back to look at what the trades were or anything along those lines, but I did capture a couple moments. We had basically constant offers on this one player, and this transpired somewhere right as the trade deadline weekend was happening. Now, it wasn't always player for player in these trades. There was often draft capital, and teams were throwing draft capital around left and right. Players left. It was just chaos. No, it wasn't. It was an actual very calm trade deadline this year, mostly because of our AAA division and the fact that so many teams are still in the playoff hunt. Brilliant stroke, master stroke by our commissioner. Just awesome divisional breakdowns. Division leaders getting playoff spots. Anyway, draft capital. Here you go. Example of a draft capital negotiation.
I'm prepared to risk $2 a share. $2? Jesus. You're out of your mind. There is no way I'm going to sell for $2 a share.
All right, let's just be honest. The trade deadline, I'm not even going to comment because I wasn't there, I wasn't watching. So what I did do is I asked our friend over at Raleigh Fingers Your Sister if he would just put a clip together and share with the league basically what the trade deadline or the whole trade deadline weekend was like.
Most of these fucking people, they drive me fucking crazy, okay? They come in with shit they think it's worth 3 times more than it is because it's got sentimental value. Like, ooh, that belonged to my grandmother. Well, you know what? Fuck you and fuck grandma. Dig her up and fuck her too.
All right, now, game recap time. First of all, no particular order. There is a game I want to start with, and that is our champions from last season. This is the championship game of 2025, and it's now happening in week 17 of 2026, the rematch. Did it have all this great intensity? No. Was it a battle of champions? No. Was it even something any of us paid attention to or talked about it in the chat? No. But it was still an important match. Both of these teams, they do have a vendetta for each other. Arizona Diablos Blancos is so frustrated, having lost twice to hit pitches, get bitches. Anyway, let's take a look. But you know what? Let's go back and take a look at that a little bit slower. And if you look closely, take a look at hit pitches, get bitches, because there's something wrong. You know, as you can see here, she has the brace. She has the arm and it is a bad moment for hit pitches, get bitches. And let me show you why. Look at this. This is her roster from this past week. Look at the red marks there. Every single one of those is an injury. Her team is decimated right now. It is just brutal for hit pitches, get bitches, who, if you remember, we have to go back 3 weeks to the last episode. She was making a tremendous run. I even considered jumping on that bandwagon again. I stopped short. I wasn't going to, but she was an excellent, excellent contender, getting stronger by the moment. And then boom, 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 injuries. And it's just knocking her back. And as we'll see in a later segment, she is actually fighting for her playoff life. The champion of last season might not make the playoffs. Holy cow. I know it doesn't take a whole lot to get used to because we've watched Arizona Diablos Blancos do the same thing for, 16 weeks. Anyway, these two did have a moment during the week to get together and put together this little film. And they want everybody to basically know that they're coming. They're coming for that championship again. They want another rematch in the championship game, not week 17.
We did it before and we can do it again, and we will do it again. We've got a heck of a job to do, but you can bet that we'll see it through. We did it before and we can do it again, and we will do it again. We're one for all and we're all for one. They'll get a licking before we're done.
I'm not so sure why they had to look angry there. That was not a good look for either of them. But I guess, when they haven't been taken seriously all season, you get a little chip on your shoulder. I don't know which game to go to next, so let's just go to Started from the Bottom. He's always at the top. So let's just see what the video looks like. The game film for Started from the Bottom, playing Juneau Eskimos. Yeah, Started from the Bottom continues to just be a beast. It is, like I said in the chat, the championship goes through Started from the Bottom. If you are not conditioning your team to beat Started from the Bottom, you're going to get at best second place and probably worse. So that is my advice. That this entire episode right here, this is the nugget of wisdom to walk away with. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Let's go to the next game. Joe Buck Yourself, playing St. Lunatics. Finally, Joe Buck Yourself kind of makes a comeback and has a good week.
Man, what I tell you about playing on my court? Man, what's up? You want some of this? You want to play while I check, man? Check that. Oh, my God. Oh. What you got? What you got? What you got? Oh. Whoa! This my court. This my court. LA, this my court. What?
And, I don't want to leave the St. Lunatics out of this too much. Let's just watch a little bit of let's watch a little bit of some hitting highlights for them this week. Now, this next game, in combination with the Arizona Diablos Blancos win, this game broke my heart. It literally just snapped it in two. And let me show you why. Here were the standings going into Week 17. Take a look there in the upper left-hand corner in the Western Division. You'll see Grip It and Rip It and Red Wine Redbirds. They haven't clinched a playoff spot, but let's just be honest. For all intents and purposes, they have. ALDE's Sour Grapes has been in the playoff hunt all season. Looked like a very solid, bottom playoff team, but it looked like they were a no-brainer to make the playoffs for these past several weeks. Look at this. They got a 3-game lead on ADB. ADB's not even... Anyway, I don't want to keep going on about this. Game film.
I lost respect for you. Okay. Because, I'll tell you what. Mm-hmm. I thought I knew what kind of man you were.
Okay.
What you just made me go through, I would never want my children having a father like you.
Okay.
Yeah, Red Wine Redbirds had their way with Sour Grapes, and this is now our new standings. And as you can see, Aldi's Sour Grapes, my heart breaks for you because it's happening again.
What is happening?
ADB, he's 1 game behind. You just have to get a bonus or a win. You got to keep him at bay. You deserve a playoff spot. Anyway, he is basically right outside your house knocking on your door.
Get the fuck away from my house.
Man, where's Scotty, bro?
Get the fuck away from my house.
Is this not a crack house?
No.
Shit, do you got some crack though?
No.
Oh. Man, everybody got crack.
Moving on now to 2 teams that are vying for the top of the AAA division. Now, I will say Team J to the P has a little bit more work to do, considering Pagnosi's Poppers is sitting up there. And let's take a look again. Coming into Week 17, Pagnosi's Poppers had a 2-game lead on Raleigh Fingers Your Sister. We'll get to the game highlights for Raleigh, but they lost. So Pagnosi's Poppers, all they had to do was beat a Team J to the P who has only won 10 matches or bonus win combinations this season. They just had to beat Team J to the P, and they'd have at least a 3-game, if not a 4-game, if they got that bonus win. But let's see how it went, because it was unfortunate for Pagnosi's Poppers. Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but, somehow Team J to the P found a way to win this game. Congratulations, because that was a nice win for you. Kept you in the playoff hunt. Congratulations. But Pagnosi's Poppers here, a little bit more game film. Yeah, and now let's take a look at the standings coming out of Week 17. It's Pagnosi's Poppers had a chance to really put some space between them and the rest of the division, but just couldn't do it. Replacements was the only team really that made any headway there. Team J to the P a little bit, but yeah, that AAA division, man, I don't know what to tell you. That is a battle down there. Anyway, Pagnosi's Poppers did not take this well. Yeah, they stormed off the field, and Pagnosi, here we go. We got a clip, ran straight to the bar and hung out there, and the rest is history. Moving on, Raleigh Fingers Your Sister. I already gave you the spoiler. They lose. Devastating. Pagnosi's Poppers could have gained some space. They lose. Raleigh Fingers Your Sister could have caught up and basically vied for first place in the AAA division, even getting closer to that playoff spot that they want so much to build credibility within that organization. But they lose. And they lose to who? Let's take a look.
Look at Randy Orton slithering. Watch out.
Yeah, they lose to our last place team. You can't even think about making the playoffs if you can't beat the last place team. You know, they usually say, to be the champion, you got to beat the champion. Hey, Zach, you know what? To be the champion, you got to at least beat the team in last place, right? That just goes without saying. Anyway, I don't need to tell this to Zach. He was pissed. Post-game interview.
This is fucked. This is not right. This is not cool. This is fucking bullshit. This is fucking bullshit.
But you know the best thing that came out of this game was Justin, our replacements team owner. He all of a sudden, he got some swagger in his step and he turned into this different kind of guy. And the first thing he did is he starts putting out YouTube videos. He puts out videos on YouTube on how to be a star baseball player. And I just got one of the little shorts from that. Here you go. I mean, I don't know what to say. Our last place team is putting out videos like this. It's just all gone to hell.
Same thing, that is when you pop the chain out of your shirt so it can flop when you run around the bases. Okay? Let me show you how it's done. Bye! You just walk, get to the line, pull the chain out, throw your gun. Now it's important when you hit home plate to pay your respect. Because after all, it's go-giving.
Yeah, here's our next game, next to last game we got to talk about. And this is Bat Flippin' Boys playing Grip It and Rip It. Now, Grip It and Rip It is the first place team of the West. Bat Flippin' Boys is the first place team of the East. So this is an East versus West kind of thing. Yeah, the West talks a lot of shit. The East is so humble and kind. But, it just backfired on the West again. Here's some game film. Grip It and Rip It's going to have to do better if they're going to go for that championship. But that's not even the key story here. You know what the story is here? And this is crazy. I have no idea how I discovered this. I was just bored on an airplane, I think. I was kind of stuck. Anyway, what I found out, and this is crazy. I am not joking about this at all. This is not like a bit or something like that. This is the God's honest truth. Grip It and Rip It has never in the history of the league beaten Bat Flippin' Boys. But wait, it gets better. The team that owned that spot before Grip It and Rip It joined the league, because Bat Flippin' Boys goes back to 2020 and Grip It and Rip It I think is 2024. Anyway, the team the manager that owned that spot before that also didn't beat the Bat Flippin' Boys. Here, let's just take a look here, right? So we got 2026, 2025, 2024, 2023. Okay, now this is Team 11 because that owner's gone and they were deleted, so it reverted back to Team 11. Again, they didn't beat Bat Flippin' Boys. Going back to 2022. No, that same team, now called the what? The St. Louis Cardinals. They didn't beat, and then again, a year before that, another team, I don't give a flip. They didn't beat Bat Flippin' Boys. Going all the way back to the Bat Flippin' Boys inaugural season. Again, that same team, Team 11, did not, I don't even know what to say. That is a bizarre thing. Grip It and Rip It. You were given a cursed team, and you should take that up with the commissioner.
We cannot beat this motherfucking team for shit! We can never, ever beat them! Never!
Now let's just move on to the next game and our last game. Now this game here is of massive importance, not to the league, but to these two individuals. We got Chris, #Lawless, Bearded, Dragons, sitting at the top of their division. We got Matt's Marauders fighting for a bye-week spot. And these two teams are playing, and we got # who's averaging a crap ton of points every week. He's in Club 800, Club 700. He's I don't even know, and he loses. Well, game film. Let's just go straight to the game film.
Barney's about to meet his maker. Die, you commie fucker! No.
And before I get into my editorial rant about this, let's go straight to Matt's post-game conference. He had a little something to say about hashtag.
I hope they win the rest of their games. No, I don't win. I hope they lose the rest of their games. I can't stand those guys, man. I can say that, right? You don't have to like everybody. You don't have to like the other team. We don't like each other over there.
All right, now, hashtag, I'm talking to you, directly to you, eye to eye. We need to know who you are, because every season you do this. You dominate. Now, starting from the bottom, go away. You don't need to hear this part. You dominate all season with your trickery and your strat. I shouldn't say trickery. It is solid strategy and baseball knowledge. As much as I'm going to rant here, I don't want to take that away from you. But we need to know, as you're going into the playoffs, are you this hashtag lawless bearded dragons? Or this hashtag lawless bearded dragons?
Look, I'm a dragon, guys. I'm a dragon.
So I hope for your sake, I cheer for you. I really hope this is the real hashtag lawless bearded dragons. That is still my favorite clip of the whole 4 years that I've been doing this podcast. I love that clip. Give me a reason to play that clip, hashtag. Please give me a reason to play that clip. I don't want to be playing this thing.
Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination. And when he's small, he's what we call a dinosaur sensation. Barney's friends are big and small, they come from lots of places. After school, they meet to play and sing.
And believe me, I got more if I have to. Don't make me play those videos. Anyway, let's move on. We have to celebrate Club 700. And we had 3 people in Club 700 this week. Congratulations to all 3. Arizona Diablos Blancos. Holy cow. Started from the bottom. No shit. But the biggest surprise, the replacements. How in the world does our last place team just fly forward and score 702 points? How does Raleigh Fingers Your Sister have that kind of luck? That is bad luck. I mean, they only scored 584, but to many teams against the replacements, that's a winning week. Anyway, let's just see them. Let's see these 3 guys in Club 700.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. My name is Michael with a B, and I've been afraid of insects my entire life.
Stop. Where?
Where's the B?
There's a B?
So we have 2 more things that we need to celebrate. First thing, old news, hashtag lawless bearded dragons, bat flipping boys, and started from the bottom, all clinched playoff spots some number of weeks ago. I don't know. It's old news now, and we're not going to focus on that. But we do have 2 things we do need to focus on. First things first, we had a team join those 3, clinching a playoff spot.
This motherfucker is locked.
And boy, did he celebrate. Now, the second thing we have to celebrate is we have 2 teams that not only clinched a playoff spot. Well, let's see. You can figure out from this clip what we're celebrating here. What did they do more than just clinching a playoff spot? Yes, that's right. They got bye weeks in the playoffs. If you guessed that, you win a prize. Anyway, let's move on. And by moving on, I mean let's take a look at our divisional contest.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Straightening the curves, flattening the hills.
If you remember where we left it last time, we had this going on.
You're going down, nerd. Come and
That's
get
right.
it, dickhead.
These guys are fighting for the crown of the top division. Central and Eastern just going at it. Let's see how this week played out. Here you go. First things first, coming out of week 17, we've got, look at the bottom there, Eastern Division holds on to their lead. They're almost 400 points above Central. So we got a top Eastern team. Juneau Eskimos finally bringing it with massive points some of these past weeks. Epically done. Now, we add to that the bonus wins. How well is this going for the entire divisions? We got Central. Yeah, Central is still atop the Eastern. Western is way down there. And AAA, as expected, not an insult, but just expected that they would be even further behind. But not playing out the way the Western Division sort of told us it was going to. Lastly, how many teams in each division have clinched playoff spots and clinched bye week spots? Again, Eastern Division drinking everybody else's milkshake. So this week, again, we're going to crown Eastern Division our top division.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw, been in trouble.
Okay, now it's the segment where we need to talk about the standings. And not the standings that ESPN puts out there, not the convoluted Jared bonus win standings, but the real standings. And these are the ones that count. First things first, we're going to take a look at just the basic traditional standings. This goes back, and I say it every week, this is what everybody in the entire universe uses. This is the common sense standings. And who leads the common sense standings? Yeah, the same guy who leads the crazy Jared standings, bat flipping boys. Second, started from the bottom. There's no difference between this and the bonus win, bonus loss. So why do we do all that confusion? Third place, hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons. Oh my gosh, look at that. Same as the crazy Jared standings. And coming in number 4, Red Wine Redbird. Oh, look, Red Wine Redbird is 4th in this standings, the standings that everybody uses. Jared is actually hurting himself by doing bonus wins and bonus losses. He would be in 4th place. He'd be in 1st place in his division. That is what you call a selfless commissioner. He put all of you above himself. He went for the betterment of the league as opposed to just being a greedy, corrupt commissioner, just figuring out rules to make himself the king. You know, great job, Red Wine Redbirds. I'll bet you with saying that. We go back to traditional standings next year. Anyway, you can read all this. Green indicates teams that are above 500. Red teams are below. My God, it's like 2/3 of our league is below 500. Anyway, not a whole lot to look at there. You can look at it on your own time. Let's go straight to everyone versus everyone. What? Oh, look at this. Such a change. Started from the bottom, is now at the top. Easily, clearly at the top. No surprise there. Bat flipping boys holding on to that number 2 spot. It's not easy, but holding on to it. And then way down there in 3rd place is hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons. And then right behind him is Grip It and Rip It and Joe Buck Yourself. And then Red Wine Redbirds is way down there in 6th place. Anyway, if you look on the right-hand side, the last time we were together was week 14. You can see the movement in the everyone versus everyone standing since week 14 over there on the right. I don't want to dwell on much of this. We're going to move on, and I do want to show you something that probably is the most useful information as you're trying to assess your chance of winning weeks 18, 19, and 20. 5-week rolling average scores. You can see this. Right next to it is the change from week 13. Holy cow. St. Lunatics is on fire. They've moved up 10 spots since week 13. We've got Hit Pitches Get Bitches. Oh my gosh, look at her. She has fallen 7 spots. Red Wine Redbirds falling 11 spots. Do these people even care about the playoffs? Now, I will say Hit Pitches Get Bitches. We did look at the data, and she has been beaten up tremendously. It's just devastating, but still plenty of time to get those players back. Red Wine Redbirds, I didn't look at the data, but if we believe what he says in the chat, he's gotten injuries all over the place as well. So that's probably what's behind those 2 serious falls. Juneau Eskimo has climbed there, and everything else is moving around pretty nicely. ADB's risen 4 spots, but anyway, lots of information there. That's probably what you should use to assess the team's current capability as opposed to the standings, because this is what they've been doing over the past 5 weeks. Now, before we leave this segment, we do have to go back and we have to look at what teams, if the season ended today, what teams would be relegated to the AAA division next year. Now, we know the replacements early on in the season, they said, I'm not leaving. So we know they're staying in the AAA next year. Who is going to join them? Let's take a look. Our friend Zach, he's vying for the top of the AAA division. He's vying for possibly a wild card spot, and he's still sitting in a relegation spot. How? I don't get it.
How? Hold on, bro. How? I'm saying, how? Like, talk to me, bro.
And I am so happy now. It is that time of the season where we can bring you a brand new segment. Yes, we're going to bring you a brand new segment talking about the playoff bubble teams. And as you saw there, the bubble teams, Team J to the P, you didn't make the clip, sort of. You kind of got in there at the end. It's really 3 teams in the playoffs and 4 teams out of the playoffs. And they're all within, well, let's take a look. Here are your wild card, well, your standings, but this is wild card format. So taking a look at this, you see there that red line is everything above it are teams that are going to make the playoffs. You got the standings there, and then you got what I call the WCGB, the wild card games behind. We got hit pitches, get bitches, only 2 games above falling out of the playoffs. ALDE Sour Grapes, solid last playoff team. But look at that, Arizona de Alvis Blancos knocking on the door, just sitting outside Aldi's Sour Grapes house, just waiting to get in.
Hey, what are you doing?
Then you got the Lunatics. They're only 1 game out also. Crazy. Raleigh Fingers Your Sister, 2 games out. You got Team J to the P. That's why I'm sort of like, they're kind of a bubble team, 4 games out with 6 games to play. 3 games times 2, right? Anyway, they're all still in it. This is what we're looking at. It is just a tight battle for those last playoff spots. This is, again, just a brilliant setup by our commissioner. So much fun. Well, let's just say it's a lot of fun when you're got a confirmed playoff spot and even a bye. To those participating, maybe it's a little bit different.
For fun. Fun? This really isn't all that fun. Ah, shit!
Piss coming from my ass!
One thing I do want to talk about again is hit pitches, get bitches. She's 2 games up, but falling fast. And one of the we talked about injuries, but I want to show you something that is just devastating. And I just came across this myself, and this is just horrible. And again, this is one of those fantasy heartbreaking things. I mean, she made a very smart, powerful trade back in early July. Here's the trade. She traded Jackson Merrill and Paul Skeens for Juan Soto and Spencer Arrighetti. Seems like a decent trade. It took no time at all. Like, Arrighetti gets injured right away. Soto gets injured right away. She loses both of them. She can't even hold Arrighetti. She has so many players on the IL. She drops Arrighetti. Soto's on the IL, of course, right? That was a trade that totally backfired. I mean, who can see injuries, right? We can't predict injuries. But anyway, I just wanted to point this out, that hit pitches, get bitches sort of slide is not a managerial issue. It is an injury issue. I know others are saying that, and I'm not taking that away from them, but I just looked at this and I just was like, holy cow, like she has been decimated. Before we leave this segment though, I do want to talk about week 18, the week we're currently in, and I want to talk about some key matchups in this week that have huge playoff implications. If you look at this graphic here, in the AAA division, we've got Pagnosi's Poppers playing Raleigh Fingers Your Sister. Pagnosi's Poppers and Raleigh Fingers Your Sister, AAA crown still up in the air. Both of these teams are vying for that. Yeah, I know we talked about J to the P, but these two teams are really the contenders to come out of the AAA division. It is possible that one of them could sneak into the playoffs, even if they don't win the division championship. Unlikely, not mathematically impossible. We go down there, Matt's Marauders and Joe Buck Yourself. Two teams that are going to make the playoffs. Joe Buck Yourself's clinched. Matt's Marauders is going to. It's imminent. But what these two teams are really playing for isn't a playoff spot. They're playing for a bye week. And that is so important in this league. Moving on, Western Division, we got Grip It and Rip It and the Red Wine Redbirds. They're playing for first place. They're playing for first place of the Western Division. And what a battle that is. And you know what? That also could determine a bye week as well. But this last one, this is the spot right now for the last playoff spot. This is where the last playoff spot can flip right here. Aldi's Sour Grapes and ADB. Now these two guys are good friends in real life. Wow, for these two to be vying for that last spot, this is it doesn't get any better from a spectator point of view. Anyway, let's move on. All right, a quick segment to talk about the MLB trade deadline and what it means for you. So here is a slide that shows you every fantasy team here in Infinity that was affected by the trade deadline. This is the movement of teams that were on your rosters. Now, there's a lot going on here. The font is just painfully small, and I hope you can read it. If not, I got some other slides here that might help. Anyway, this just simply lists all the players that were on rosters that moved. Here you go. Let's take a look at this. This breaks it down by division, and it tells you the players that moved teams. Did it help the fantasy team, hurt the fantasy team, or was it sort of neutral? There's some reasoning on the slide you can read. If you disagree with this, well, go knock on a data center door and yell and scream. I'm just the messenger. We now move on to the Western Division and AAA Division. Look at that, AAA. Raleigh Fingers Your Sister. Holy cow, your whole team moved, it looks like. Anyway, you can slow that video down, pause it, read it, whatever you want to do. I don't want to spend cycles here talking about it when you can just read it. We're going to move on. All right, it is now power rankings time, and we have not done this for weeks, so I would expect some changes. Maybe. Anyway, before we get to the good guys, the top 5, the best of the best, the top of the Infinity Fantasy League at this point in week 17, we gotta talk about the direct opposite. Basement gang time.
Get out of here. Word to your mother.
Now, before we actually get into this week's top 5, let's take a look back at week 14, the last time we did a power rankings. Here you go. Yeah, started from the bottom. We know. Stop bragging. Hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons, Joe Buck Yourself, Grip It and Rip It, Bat Flippin' Boys. All good teams. But it's week 17. We've had a bunch of changes here. We know Bat Flippin' Boys beat Grip It and Rip It, right? We know there's been some turnover here. We know there's been some changes. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight to it. These are your top 5 teams in the Infinity Fantasy Baseball League. I can't even talk. I'm so excited to see what these guys over here have done with the power rankings since I've been gone. Anyway, let's get right to it. The number 5 best team. Now keep in mind, these are the best of the best. Number 5, Coming in, Joe Buck yourself. Coming in at number 4, yours truly, Bat Flippin' Boys. Going on to number 3. Who is number 3? It is none other than hashtag Lawless Bearded Dragons. Once again, I get a little too excited when I say that name. Well, we probably know who number 1 is, but who's number 2? I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. A little bit of a hint here. Unfortunately, in this clip, their heads are covered, so we're going to have to wait for the big reveal. Let's take a look. Who is the masked man? Who is that person? We got to reveal who this player is. Who is our number 2?
Hey, it's me. It's Verity.
Holy cow, was that a move? I got to say this. I have not checked this, but that has to be, in the history of this podcast, in the history of this league, that has to be the biggest jump in power rankings history. Arizona Diablos Blancos is back.
You're mad. I'm back. Big mad. He's mad. She's mad. Big sad. Ha ha. Don't care. Stay mad. Ha bitch, I'm laughing because you big mad.
Holy cow. And they're not only coming in at number 5, they're entering the power rankings at number 2. Wow. Holy cow. I did not see that coming. Anyway, number 1. Yeah, we've seen this before. Started from the bottom, blah, blah, blah. So braggy. Anyway, we need to keep going. This episode is getting long. Let's move on from the power rankings. Congratulations, ADB. Holy cow. Anyway, let's move on. And if you remember, what's next is this weird segment we have. Who plays started from the bottom this week? They are a dominant team. Perhaps the most dominant team we have ever seen in this league. Anyway, who did they play this week?
We're gonna win. We're gonna win!
You're gonna lose. You stink. You're gonna...
That's right. It's hit pitches, get bitches. And what a bad time for her to be playing the behemoth. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. She's injured. She's got some excuses. Excuses don't get you playoff spots, though. It's always unfortunate. Anybody plays started from the bottom. Anyway, that's it for the episode. Good luck to Juneau Eskimos. Good luck to everybody. I can't wait to see what's going on in those 4 key matchups. We're done. Good luck, folks.
A few moves got done. No thanks to attempted vetoes to prevent a good playoff run. Yeah, we got a few teams solidified their spots. The never-ending separation of the haves and have-nots. Yeah, here's a little recap about each of them, all in jest and fun. There's no telling who will win. Not making any noise is the Podfather's team, the Bat Flippin' Boys. He's got Ohtani placing bets, Schwarber hitting homers as we talk. Not enough to win the Derby. Cal is no dollar champ. Jaywalk. Another top team. You name the all-star, he's got him. Rookie no more, Mr. Started from the bottom. Club 800, it's a regular thing, sucker. For the record, PCA is one Maffy Ginger for the mucker. Hashtag still doing hashtag things all day long. Bargain shopping and streaming. Bearded dragons belong. Yeah, his team looks strong, but Judge ain't ready. Who the hell trades for every gaff in Fetty? The commissioner lately been scoring at a AAA pace, but he tops his division, so boom in your face. So many arms lately shedding the beds, little turds, but don't count them out. Red wines, red birds. Grip it and rip it, irregular in power rankings, but grip it and rip it sounds like yankings or spankings. Always in the mix, so I get the intrigue. He's got 2
ship still sailing strong. Has pitchers coming back, but are they high like Cheech and Chong? He likes burly bombs even more than we do, but he might have to rely on some magic voodoo. Raleigh fingers, is he in or is he out? Run, sister, run, we know what he's about. Newspaper recaps that make you laugh till you're crying, but he's not as good as his closer, Raleigh O'Brien. Raleigh O'Brien. Diablo says he's making the playoffs, his team though been through hell. Diablo seems fitting and half of them lived on the IL. Held on to his aces, went down to the wire. Blancos need to get going, definitely feeling the fire. Team J to the P found Julio a home, but the guy sent him to like Marauders, probably stoned. Trying to rebuild but still compete, he almost got vetoed, so that was kinda neat. Sour grapes, still out there having fun, but quick question, did Vladdy forget how to hit home runs? I joke, I kid, so far, congrats, only knock I can think of, you have too many diamond blasts. Lunatics got schemes, his pitching took a turn, looking to play spoiler, burn, baby, burn. Be on the lookout, holy moly, I just wish he'd had traded Boston's Peyton Tolley. Eskimos confuse me, what the hell, Tommy? At least you got the big bat, Mr. Murakami. Team's pretty weak, but he ain't last. Coming back soon, Edwin Diaz. Did the replacements get replaced? Where has he been? How can a team only have 5 damn wins? Miracles might happen, but to get in the big dance, he's got a lonely number 1. That's a 1% chance. So this was a recap of a little what is going on. Enjoy it just a little, Infinity League baseball song. Sing along if you want, because it's just a tune. Good luck these next few weeks, the playoffs coming soon.
Everyone loves a good comeback story, right? Seabiscuit, the Mighty Ducks, Robert Downey Jr.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.